Greetings, BBN. Now it's the final stage. Will Stokes land on the blue and white team? Let's analyze the news, but first subscribe to the channel and continue receiving more news about the Wildcats. Even after the bitter defeat to Louisville, Kentucky basketball may be about to achieve a major victory, and perhaps the most symbolic so far in the Mark Pope era. The name in question is Tyran Stokes, the prodigy, considered the best player in the class of 2026, and by all signs, increasingly close to wearing the blue and white of the Wildcats. On the night of November 1st, Stokes narrowed his list of finalists to just 3 universities: Kentucky, Kansas, and Oregon. 2 big names fell by the wayside. Among them, precisely Louisville, the same rival that defeated Kentucky. It's a detail that doesn't go unnoticed. While Louisville celebrated their victory in the Derby, Stokes, a native of the city, apparently ruled out the option of playing for the local program. And that, in a way, is already a small but significant victory for Mark Pope. The country's leading recruiting analysts, from Rivals, On3, and 247 Sports, project that Kentucky is the clear favorite to secure the commitment of the #1 player in the cycle. Stokes is seen as an immediate impact talent, a forward who combines physicality, versatility, and above-average game reading. He is exactly the type of athlete who can redefine the future of a program, and Pope knows this. Even while maintaining a focus on the present, the coach is fully aware of what a recruitment of this magnitude represents for the project he is trying to consolidate in Lexington. Stokes has not yet announced the official date of his decision, but the expectation is that he will do so before the end of the early signing period on November 19th. And, meanwhile, speculation grows. In early November, the player withdrew from Notre Dame High School in California, opening up possibilities ranging from a transfer to an eventual early enrollment at the University of Kentucky, something that could put him on campus as early as spring as a redshirt student to officially join the roster in 2026 to 27. During a recent interview, Mark Pope was asked about the possibility of adding someone to the group this season. His answer, as usual, was direct. "I'm not looking to sign anyone right now, because I really love our team," said the coach, highlighting the solid atmosphere within the locker room. But he also left an opening. If that happened, he believes the core of the roster is strong enough to absorb any change without disrupting the chemistry. In other words, the path is open for a talent of Tyron Stokes' caliber. There's something almost poetic and ironic in the fact that the most coveted player in the country, born in Louisville, might choose Kentucky right after the Wildcats lost to the Cardinals. In a rivalry where every detail carries emotional weight, an announcement favorable to Pope would have an immediate impact. It would be a morale boost, a message to the country that Kentucky remains the preferred destination for great talents, and that, despite occasional stumbles, the program is firmly on track to rebuild its dominant identity. Pope arrived in Lexington with a gigantic task: to restore the competitive spirit of Kentucky basketball. He wants a team that reflects effort, discipline, and pride in the jersey. And the potential signing of Tyron Stokes would be more than just a recruitment achievement. It would be confirmation that the name Kentucky still carries a special weight in the minds of young college basketball talents. While the team prepares to face Eastern Illinois and then Michigan State, the fans are closely watching another kind of duel, the one happening off the court, in the conversations and decisions of a young man who could change the course of the program. And if Stokes does indeed land in Lexington, Mark Pope will have not only a stronger roster, but also a powerful symbol of the new cycle he promises to build. Louisville won on the scoreboard. But if Tyron Stokes chooses Kentucky, the moral and strategic triumph will be all blue and white. The possibility of Christian Collins, a highly rated 5-star power forward, committing to Kentucky has brought a new wave of optimism to fans of the program. With his final decision approaching, the inclusion of the Wildcats among his top 3 destinations, alongside UCLA and Southern Cal, reinforces the continued prestige that Kentucky maintains in the national recruiting scene. Despite fierce competition from 2 California giants, there are promising signs that Collins may choose to wear the blue and white. Collins is considered the 7th best prospect in the country in the 2026 class by the 247 Sports Composite ranking, in addition to occupying the 2nd position among power forwards. These numbers highlight not only his natural talent, but also his adaptability on the court. His ability to combine physical strength with agility makes him a valuable asset to any college team, especially in systems that value mobility and versatility in the centers. Although its geographic connection to UCLA and Southern Cal might seem like an initial advantage, observers of the college basketball world have pointed out that distance shouldn't be seen as a significant obstacle for Kentucky. The program's track record under John Calipari, and now under Mark Pope, demonstrates a unique ability to attract talent from across the country, regardless of geographic proximity. The reputation for player development and the tradition of sending athletes to the NBA remain powerful arguments in favor of the Wildcats. Recent predictions from renowned analysts like Polachek and Joe Tipton lend even more weight to speculation that Collins could head to Lexington. Tipton, known for his meticulous approach to tracking recruits and transfers, projected Collins as a future Kentucky player in an analysis published on November 8th. While projections don't guarantee final decisions, they reflect a widespread perception that the competitive and professional environment offered by the Wildcats aligns with the ambitions of an elite athlete like Collins. Collins' potential impact on Kentucky would be significant. As a modern power forward, he possesses characteristics that perfectly fit current trends in college basketball. The ability to shoot from mid and long range, a dominant presence in the paint, and the ability to contribute to multiple facets of the game. Furthermore, his arrival could represent an important step in strengthening the class of 2026, which is already seen as crucial to the program's future. If Collins does indeed choose Kentucky, it would signal not only a victory in the recruitment process, but also a symbolic boost for Mark Pope in his journey to solidify his brand as a coach. The ability to attract a prospect of Collins' caliber would be a testament to the confidence that elite players place in the sports project led by Pope, even amidst recent changes in coaching. While fans eagerly await the final decision, the movement surrounding Collins reflects, the dynamism and competitiveness of college basketball recruitment. Regardless of the outcome, his consideration of Kentucky is already an indication that the program remains a force in basketball. Baba Olaton is an athlete the Wildcats are keeping an eye on. The five-star recruit, a phenomenon from Silver Spring, Maryland, is the kind of player who can redefine the ambitions of any college basketball program. And now, with his decision scheduled for next Wednesday, November 19th, the stage is set for one of the most anticipated moments of the class of 2026. Among the contenders for his talent are Kentucky, Arkansas, Georgetown, and Maryland, each betting on different emotional, technical, and strategic aspects to convince the young star to wear their colors. Olaton's trajectory to this point is, in itself, worthy of detailed analysis. Originally ranked as the #1 player in the class of 2027, he opted to reclassify for 2026, a move that not only altered his position in the national ranking, where he now ranks 10th overall, but also further amplified the spotlight on his potential. His versatility is undeniable, capable of handling the ball like a point guard, spacing the floor with precise shots, and defending multiple positions. He has been compared to the hybrid wings that dominate the modern NBA. This unique combination of skills makes him an extremely valuable asset, especially in a sport that increasingly values players capable of performing varied roles on the court. Kentucky, under Mark Pope's leadership, entered the competition with absolute seriousness. The scholarship offer made in September 2024 was just the first step in a meticulously planned approach. In October, Olaton officially visited the Lexington campus, an experience that certainly left a deep mark. The program led by Pope has prioritized athletes with wingspan, athleticism, and versatility, characteristics that define Olaton almost perfectly. For Kentucky, bringing a player like him would represent not only an immediate victory in recruitment, but also a clear sign that Pope's project is beginning to bear significant fruit. However, the competition is fierce. Maryland, with its local roots and family ties, offers an emotional narrative that's hard to ignore. For many players, the opportunity to shine close to home and build a direct connection with the local community is a deciding factor. Arkansas and Georgetown, on the other hand, rely on their own appeal. The former with its growing relevance in college basketball, and the latter with its rich history and strategic location in the Big East. Each program presents solid arguments, but the final decision will rest solely with Olaton, who seems to be evaluating not only the present, but also the impact of his choice on his future trajectory. Kentucky fans, known for their passion and anticipation regarding recruitment, will be watching the announcement closely. The possibility of seeing Olaton wearing the Wildcats' blue and white sparks dreams of memorable seasons and, perhaps, a return to the top of college basketball. Under Pope's leadership, the program has sought to reaffirm its identity while adapting to changes in the sports landscape. A player like Olaton could be the necessary catalyst for this transition, raising the competitiveness level of the roster and giving the coach the chance to implement his dynamic and adaptable playing style. As the November 19th date approaches, the entire college basketball community eagerly awaits the verdict. Regardless of Baba Olaton's choice, his decision will mark a crucial moment in shaping the class of 2026 and the future of the teams involved. For Kentucky, the wish is clear, that the young forward sees Lexington not just as a destination, but as a home where his career can take off towards absolute stardom. Will he come? I want to hear your opinion.